What is up, old school RuneScape fans? It's your boy, Jobby Garrett. Here with another episode of Fresh Start. This one's going to be a little bit more talky, less old school RuneScape. This one's going to be a lot more teachy, more, what's the word? What's the word? It's coming to me. What is it? Not your standard content, I guess, but I just want to get a lot of talking done. A lot of, got some things to talk about. We got like Discord. We got questions about flipping utilities. I want to revisit an old method. I want to look at the experiments, etc. So yeah, with that being said, let's just hop right into the episode real quick. I hope to get it done pretty quickly here. So, yeah, fresh start, Discord, flipping utilities, revisiting root pouches, and more. So, first things first, a bunch of people asked for a Discord link for a bunch of multi-scapers to talk and trade tips and stuff like that, so that will be in the link down below. I made one real quick. There's no rules officially yet, but essentially we're just going to keep it multi-scape / old school related content and just be chill. Like no craziness. Like I don't want to like deal with a bunch of political drama or, you know, all the things on the internet that happen. So it's just going to be an experiment to try to foster a positive community and ask questions and get a hold of me and provide me with more live feedback so maybe I can speed up my content quality. It's kind of what I'm going for it. So yeah, there's that. And then I want to go into flipping utilities. And I've been getting a lot of questions about that, so I just want to jump into that. So let's just hop right into the experiments. Checking out the fire road traders and such. I just only got the 9 here that were done about 16 hours ago. That should be over here. Yeah, looks good. Whatever. No. Okay. Anyway, so we're just going to look at the first 9. It's been 16 hours, 30 minutes, or let's say 16 hours, 30 minutes since we put in our offers. And we have purchased everything in 16 hours again. So now we have profited. If we can sell them back for... Sell everything back, we just made 240K per account. Oh, this one did not hit its target. When I put the trades back in, I decided just to make all my buckets fire, but as you can see here, that didn't really work out for me. But I don't know. So I should have probably split it up between fire and air. That looked like to have been the way to go. It looks like fires were not 100% tapped out, but this is perfect though. I just want to show you what I meant by like how to make them close cycle. So you know you get all your trades. If you hold shift in here, you can abort offers without having to go in. That I didn't just find that out till recently, but it saved me a shit ton of time. So yeah, let's collect our trades. And then now that we got our trades, you just make one bucket for whatever you think's gonna sell fast. Oh, for this one, I'm just going to need to sell everything because that's all I have for... I bought everything out, so it's going to be like yesterday again. And then this one. If you split up the sales, they do go faster as well. So then, now we have a little bit of money. We got a little bit of fire roots, so we'll put the fire roots in for 6. And then we'll go fire root for 5, and we'll split it to half our stack, which gets us to our flipping utilities here. And if we go air rune, same thing. I hit my 3rd hotkey, which is the rest of my cash stack here. And now on the next account, I'll just kind of show you guys. You can see that, okay. So it's right up here. If we go into offer by item, whatever, I'm going to open up my plugins, and there is a plugin called Flipping Utility. So what you do is you have to go to the plugin hub, and then you are going to grab Flipping Utility. You're going to install that to your RuneLite client, and then go back into your configuration, and then it should be an icon over here, flipping utilities. So how this works is you can't really do anything with it. You have favorited items, and you can save items and then use a hotkey for them and stuff. I don't usually use this because I don't know if it saves across accounts. But one thing it does save across account is hotkeys. So if you go into buy, let's go fire rune. If you come down, we get a new menu here, and there's gonna be quantity and price over here. And we want to be on quantity, right? So there's key, which is your hotkey, and then there's property in the middle here, which is like GE limit, remaining limit, or cash stack. I selected cash stack, and then we have a modifier. So this is going to, these are your 3 inputs. So your key, I do LPO because that's just what I use. But my first hotkey, I do L, and that is cash stack. and then it is times 0.3 repeating to represent 1/3 of my cash stack. So if I hit L, it'll be 1/3 of my cash stack, which is 64K. That's 1/3 of my cash stack roughly. And then my second hotkey, so let's just do this. I'm just going to split up the trades evenly here so you guys can see. So if I hit L, it'll be 1/3. And now my cash stack is 66% left. So it's 2/3 left. So that's why the second one, if we go back into Fire Roads, I can bring up my hotkeys again. The second button here in quantity is going to be my cash stack times 0.5 because a half of 2/3 is 1/3. Okay, so then we got that third bucket filled up. And then if we go to the third one, go back into Fire Roads, my third hotkey is going to be, sorry, for quantity, is going to be cash stack plus 0. So we just want to use the whole cash stack. That's what it does. You can't just leave that blank. You have to have some sort of modifier applied. You don't want to do times 0 because then it'll make it 0. You can be take away 0. It can't be divided by 0 because you can't divide by 0. But plus 0 or minus 0 on the modifier here for the property, just to use our whole cash stack. And like the GE limit, there's probably other ways to do it. This is just the way I do it, but it's just really convenient just to get 3 equals. You know, just break it down into hotkeys so you can just get 3 equal stacks without having to think about it because you're going to have different cash stacks on each account. And before I used to just do the math on the calculator and stuff like that, but that would add like 10, 15 seconds per account. And if you do that times 500, that's a lot of time, you know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of the flipping utilities. If anybody's interested in that, I know I've been getting a lot of questions about that. So I just wanted to get that answered here. So I will go ahead and set me trades up. So like here, this is what we do. So you got one bucket to sell all your stuff back for 3. So then we're gonna go Fire Road. Now that we have that experiment where we didn't get all of the Fire Roads in one big buy, and then I'm just gonna use half my cash stack there, and then I'm gonna go Air Road. And I'm gonna use half my cash stack there, and now that account's ready to go. And the same here, same thing, just rinse repeat. You know what I mean? Put it back in. Be careful not to misclick because if you sell it for 5, they will insta buy. The bottom bar, I've done that very many times. I've done it with millions of runes before, and I've felt very, very bad doing it. So there's that. We're just going to take our time. We're going to do this step first so that we can kind of... maybe we hit buy limits. That's why I didn't hit the... yeah, I think I hit buy limit. So there must have been multiple dumps, and that's why splitting between air and fire would have been the best way to go about it. But I was just, good to experiment and see your failures so that you can make adjustments. This is something I'm still getting over a lot, but maybe this is a little piece of wisdom I could teach people is that don't be afraid of failing. A lot of why I feel like people are afraid of failing is because they're worried, this is me personally too, is worried about the repercussions of the public, how people are going to judge you and make you feel bad for making a mistake. But it's the more you can conquer that feeling, the better off you're going to be. You'll be able to do like projects like this, like that I've done. I know before I didn't think this was a big deal, but now that I put it out to YouTube and a lot of people seem to really enjoy it, I consider this project a super big success. And I'll talk more about it later, but I'm just saying, like, you need to get over that fear of failure. And one of the best ways I think you can get over that fear of failure is to just stop doing it to other people. Because the more you give to other people, like catch them a break, be nicer to people and stuff like that. I have felt in me that it makes it easier for me to handle when other people are doing it because I don't know what it is about it. It's just like I'm not a part of that. And it frees me, like when I stop talking crap about other people. Again, I don't want to get too fartsy here, too hippy dippy. But I'm just trying to like encourage you guys to just try to do things that you're maybe afraid of doing. Like don't be afraid to fail, essentially, is what I'm saying. With the more words I obviously need to. I do this all the time. We like mistakes because then we can just apply the feedback and then make them better. Because, it's not about if passed or failed. It's about how well did it work. I was aiming for 100% of a goal here. I was trying to buy all my goal, like whatever. But I still 50%, or you could say like 75% of the way passed. It worked 75% of the way there. It's like, okay, well now what little adjustment, what little levers can I press on the whatever, little iterations. It's why I just kind of post. I don't know if you guys kind of see my content for strategy here. I just kind of wait for the public to tell me what sucks about my content, and then I try to make adjustments as I go. But I just have non-negotiable. Maybe you heard of that before. It's just little deals I make with myself, little rules I set for myself that I'm not allowed to break. Like yesterday, I had put up 2 videos that were like really crappy, but I made a goal to put up 5 videos a day. And it doesn't matter how good they are, but because it'll increase the likelihood of me putting up a good video by posting 5 videos a day. That's why I put up 5 videos no matter what. So yeah, this is just this is back to the RuneScaping. This is just the example of a closed cycle. And you can start this with any amount. It's just the more money you put it on an account, the less you have to check it. So then that's again an incentive for us to save money. But this is what I mean. So you have one slot selling, maybe, you know what I mean, and then the other slots are buying. Except for if you buy everything out, sell it all out, then put them back in, and then just essentially, then now you don't need to interact with the mule and go through the trade menus and stuff like that. It's easier to stay on this menu, and just keep the focus here. So there's that. I hope that was that. I hope all that made sense. And again, feedback below. I like feedback. Just try to be nice. You know, I'm a sensitive guy, but yeah. Whatever. Next thing. So there's flipping utilities done. We got the Discord done. Check into the fire routes. Let's take the. Yep. I think I have this link up. I always have this link up. Let's just look at fire routes. Looks like we are so far headed into the day with 300 million. The day's still young, so 300 million this early in the day. This seems like it's going to be a very, very high. Yes, and you can kind of see here. Maybe it's because. So the third started right here. It looks like we already got a few major dumps. Yeah, dump of 4 billion. Dump of 4 billion. 2 billion. And a 2 billion dump. So there's like already a lot of huge dumps here happening, and we seem to be holding the margin there. There's no more blips, no more fall downs. So I think we're gonna break out. Oh, we just had one. We just had one. As I said that live, we just had a drop into 4. So there was a supply shock again. Demand dropped, so the price dropped. So now it's supply shock. Sorry, demand dropped, so now the price dropped, and it happened live. You saw it here first, folks. So that's exciting. But it seems like we're going to be trading here for at least, I want to say, usually when this happens, if we look over the year, usually when blips like this happen, they last for about 2 weeks to a month. I would be very surprised to see this go beyond a month. I mean, I've seen very many cycles of this 5-6 margin, and it just slows down the trading, but it doesn't kill it. And honestly, now that I've seen it a few times, I am confident going back into it at 5.6. And, you know, the worst case scenario is that it crashes back down to 5.4 and you just buy. Don't ever buy at 6, because if you buy at 6, then you're going to lose your money no matter what. You'll have to bank on it going up to 7. But now you can feed that back in. Or you'll have to feed it back in. You'll lose a little bit of time. Not a big deal. So that is now completed. And that brings me to, that's a good segue. I was reading my notes today when I was looking for sales, because somebody asked about sales, if I could show pictures of it. And I got my notebook here of I made notes. This one's completely full. This is my, this is my second notebook. I got a lot of notebooks. In my job when I was an operator, I had a lot of free time, so I filled up a lot of notebooks full of a lot of notes. But this one is in particular very important. But in my other notes, where I was running experiments, this is my fancy notebook, and that's where I journal now every day. I try to write 3 pages, hit or miss. But I wrote down. I found some interesting experiments I wrote about. I'm not going to revisit this with accounts or whatever, because I feel like it'll drag the video out longer than I wanted to. So I'm just you guys are going to just have to take my word for it that I did it correctly or whatever. Maybe I can revisit it if you guys want to see me revisit this again, or go check out another video. Feel free. But here's my notes. I took 6 accounts. You might have already read it while I was messing around. But anyway, I took 6 accounts and free to play with 99K each. I bought runes at multiple stores, at multiple rune stores. I didn't really care about the price so much, since I was just focusing on maxing out the volume. To empty the 99K on all 6 accounts took me 6 minutes, 12 seconds. What I bought was all the runes. Everything. I think about everything about Earth, actually, because I just don't like Earth runes too much, because it's harder to sell those. And anyway, it took me 6 minutes, 12 seconds. This, when you break all the math down, you see me do it a million times, comes out to 12,534 packs per hour. One account I recorded a guy on YouTube opening 4,604 packs an hour. That was as fast as he could get, and I'm sure he wasn't. Maybe it wasn't the fastest he could get, but it was pretty close. So when I was breaking down the math down to 5 each, the math came out to about 54.383 GP per pack. So because the reason why it's decimal like that is because when you first start buying from a store, it is really cheap, like 430. But then as you like empty the stores out, it goes all the way up to like 465, 470 or something like that. So then you get a fluctuation in your profit per unit. But right now, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is that, like, okay, so I think it came out to, oh, yeah, we can do the math right here. I don't need to pull the notes back out. So if we just take 12.5, 3, 4 times 54.33, 54.383, it's 681K an hour. So free to play method, 681K an hour. It requires upfront cash, of course, obviously, but still, you can transition into it and make 384 or 681K an hour. That's pretty good. For free to play, that's pretty good on any metric, you know what I mean? Like, and it's easy. And the reason why I wanted to bring it up right now is because of the 5-6 margin. So this is now a high sales turnover event. So that if you wanted to make this all day, every day until the margins crash, you can make 681K an hour buying runes on 6 accounts or whatever. You know, anywhere. You know, if we do 4,604 times 54,383, 250K an hour. That beats pies. That beats pies. You're gonna have huge turnover. But the other part is if you want to do it overnight, or you know, it's, I don't know how fast the fire runes are gonna sell. They look like they're gonna sell pretty fast. But now we could take this times 154 because now they're selling for 6 each. So now you can add 100 flat to the profit because you know you're getting them for 470. You're still selling them for 6 each, so it's 600, whatever. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying. Hopefully, you're making a lot of money. We're looking at potentially, depending on if you can get the sales quickly or not. This is why I think it's significant. That's why I wanted to bring it up. I didn't want to bring this up if it wasn't significant, but it is close to 2 mil an hour if you do it on multiple accounts. And where there's a will, there's a way. You guys, the people that do this, what I did for my experiment, I'm sure wasn't the end-all be-all. You might be getting a little higher, might be getting a little lower. I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility to get 10,000 an hour very easily. So we're looking at multi-account over 1 mil an hour just to the like for a free-to-play players. This is an alert for you. Money to be made, money on the table. You're leaving on the table, not doing this method right now. This beats out high up 10 times out of 10 all day. And yeah, so if you guys want to see me do an updated version of that so we can break down the math, whatever, leave me a comment down below if you're interested or whatever. Or maybe talk to me about it in the Discord if you guys read that, whatever. But that's whatever. Anyway, so the next part, real quick, is speaking of my notes. Where's my drawer? There it is. Speaking of my notes, I was digging through stuff to show what kind of trades I was getting each week because somebody was asking me they wanted to see pictures of it. And I have one in my notepad here. Let me see if I can pull this up quick. All right, keep my sensitive information sensitive. Anyway, we have 340 flippers, 2 test flippers, 2 long-term flippers, and my 5 maids. I had 1.3 bill funded all the flipper accounts, and then in the week I had collected 47 mil fires, 20 mil air, 16 mil earth, and then 14 mil water, and then I profited 100 mil, and then I had also gotten 41 mil pure essence. And then I had profited 0.2 profit each because they're buying it too. So I was selling it for 2.2. So pure essence is infinitely better right now. This would be over double that right now. And I would be getting like 16 mil. But just from this week with half of my army, I was getting 107 mil total profit. Plus I had done plus I remember I made a huge chaos rune flip too. But this was like, you know, shit was going crazy, man. When you start going parabolic, once you start hitting the hundreds in your flippers and like you get operating, man, like this shit is like, I can't tell you, it is unreal. It is different. Anyway, but I was taking through stuff to show what kind of trades I was getting week to week, and I'm going to get more examples of stuff when I can kind of put it together because, like, I don't know, you kind of saw my notebooks. They're just like, this is like the chaotic thoughts of my mind day to day. And I kind of want to maybe put something together structured so I can maybe like show you guys the start and like what periods I was making what or what happened, or see if I can put a timeline together for you guys to specifically see that if you're interested. But what I found on this notebook in particular, January 9th, 2023, I was at 203.94 mil. I was writing down the net worths every single day. Fire roots seemed to be slowing down to 8 each, so that was in that blink, that event. That flip event I told you guys about. If you look back here. It's still... Oh, this doesn't go back far enough. I think I need to go to... Enlarge the chart here. We go to all. I think it's right here. Close. Yeah, it's February. January 9th, they were 6.6 average, but at this day I was recording, I was getting them at 8 each. And this is when my net worth was really exploding. This is one of my first big crashes emotionally, and I quit playing RuneScape for about a month because when this crash happened, I held on and I tried to get them because I had gotten them all for like 6 each and I didn't want to let go of the profit. But as you can see, it never came back. But yeah. Yeah, so That was 204 mil. Okay. And then the day I gave my bank away was June 9, 2024. That was 3.4 mil. So if you break that down, that's 6.18 mil a day from start to finish. And it didn't start off at 6.18 mil, but it only got bigger. So that means it started out I was not making nearly that much money with my 203 mil, but all I did was just keep investing it and compounding it and then just increasing my farm. And then it went up. It went up. So towards the end was a lot more than 6.8 mil or 6.18 mil a day. But my labor in the 500 plus accounts at its peak, only 3 hours of labor per 3 weeks. And on my recorded time of a reset from main to traders was only 5.5 hours. The last time I did it, I recorded it in my fancy notebook, and it wrote it down to 5.5 hours. So let's just say 9 hours a month of labor to maintain this farm. And I'm just saying, this method's going to work. You guys, my content may be rough, but it's going to work. The content's going to work. So let me just read the last little thing I wrote here, and then we'll just send off, and then this will be today's episode. So I'm laying out the path for all of you to hopefully be able to copy what I did and achieve what I did a lot faster. So what I'm saying here is that over 517 days from February 9th to June 9th, it's like you guys will get there a lot faster because I had to figure it all out. You know what I mean? Like the trial and error of all this little stuff, but these little tips and stuff I'm sharing with you guys. This is really going to help you out a lot. I'm laying out the path for you to hopefully be able to copy what I did, achieve what I did a lot faster. I believe you can probably gain in the ballpark of what I did in about 1/3 of the time, just because the way I'm teaching is the most polished up to date, most efficient way of growing this account farm. Plus, I'm right here to help you. You know what I mean? Hopefully. I know my content isn't as pretty as a lot of others, and may make some of you not like it, but that's okay. I'm just trying to help players make as much money as they possibly can in the best way I can. So if other people can teach what I am better, then hats off to you, and I hope you guys do. And I want you to. I want you to take all the content I'm doing, maybe make your own content, and make it prettier, like a lot of the other RuneScape stuff. I'm just a talking head channel, essentially, at this point. But I just want to say thank you to everyone again who supported me this far, and I just hope I can keep serving you guys good, and serving the community. That's maybe who I am today, and I'm forever grateful to the old school RuneScape community / RuneScape community. I mean, I've played RuneScape for 24 years, and I really, really appreciate everybody, and I appreciate all the support I've been getting, and I appreciate all the subscriptions you guys have been giving me and stuff like that. I'm just really, this channel's blowing up faster than I ever could imagine. I just really, really, really appreciate it, and thank you, and have a nice day, and I'll catch you guys later.